So I'm so happy to be here today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the solstice energy that's coming for us next week with the summer solstice. We might have been feeling a little chaotic this week. There's been some heavy energies, and these energies they're beautiful, right? There's no good, there's no bad, right? That's just human judgment. Everything is just neutral. So what this past week has given us is a chance to change our perspective. And a lot of what has been coming through for us is kicking up like a lot of that old dirt. And we're getting to see really where we've been clouded in our vision, in our movement, and in our growth. So as we move towards the actual solstice next week, there's so much that needs to be cleared out because this is a fire energy that we're coming into. And fire energy, I know, right? Fire energy is all about transformation. And we really have this new opportunity to grow and to change and to alchemize all of those things that we've been carrying with us that have prevented our movement, our growth. And the wonderful thing about this particular solstice is this year of 2024, an 8 year. It's a year of balance. It's a year of abundance. And it's a year of movement, right? We think of an 8, that figure 8. It goes on forever, the infinity symbol. So we are eternal. So what is it that we need to do to get back to that space of who we really are, which is, in truth, love and light? And we get clouded so often by the fog and the dust that's kicked up in this physical reality that we forget that we have this pureness within us, right? This love, this light, this unconditional love. And we tend to let our physical reality get in the way and solidify around us. And we believe this to be our truth. And a lot of these old beliefs that we have created for ourselves and we've taken as truth, they're not true. And this particular year is all about unlearning what we have deemed to be our truth, what has solidified around us as our identity. And this particular solstice, and actually going back from the equinox all the way to the Lion's Gate, this time has been an availability to us to understand where we're making choices that aren't necessarily aligned with who we want to be. And this past week, that has been what's been kicked up for us. The things that we have asked for, they're here. And they are coming. And we put all of that into motion for ourselves. And so we should be all like, yeah, it's here. But we're not like that. We're like, oh, hold up, wait a second. I don't know if I really want this because it comes with change. And there was something that I wrote down earlier when I was thinking about what I was going to speak, what the topic was. And the line that came through about these fears is that things are going to change so much, I don't think I'll be able to handle it. And that, however that came through for me, it was like, that is so true because we stop ourselves so often from really, truly going for what it is that we want, even though, we say we want it. But, and here's where the but gets in the way, is we have these fears that we carry with us that say, no, it's not safe to change. Or no, I can't have what I want because then somebody else isn't going to be able to do their thing. Or we get in this fear of what if it does work out? And there is a real fear of success. And again, we don't necessarily talk about these things, but they're there. And again, this is what the energy of last week and this week is going to be giving us. And we have to realize that there's consequences for our actions, whether we deem those consequences to be good or bad. And again, that's just human judgment. Everything just is. And we need to have all of these things come up for us. And the discomfort of going through all of what comes up for us, because Again, that discomfort, that friction, that is what leads us to our growth. We can't grow from a space of safety. We have to grow from a place of the unknown. And this fire energy that's working with us right now is really helping us burn away all of those energies that we've been holding on to that have kept us safe and have kept us kind of stuck in who we are. Because really, everyone came here, well, okay, not everyone, most everyone came here to learn, grow, and evolve. And so I'm pretty sure everyone in this room and those of us joining online are here to experience that growth and that evolution. So that does require us to go through these stages of discomfort in order to receive what it is that we want. And this fear of things are going to change so much, I don't think I'll be able to handle it, is what keeps us perpetuating our own cycles, because we constantly choose what is going to keep us safe. And again, that's kind of ego programming. The ego doesn't want us to change. The ego does not live in the present moment. It lives in the past and creates the future from what it knows. So when we are present in this moment, that's really truly where the power is. And so many people have said that. Louise Hay, the power is in the present. Eckhart Tolle, right? The power of now. Michael I. Singer, he talks about it too. And this present moment is really where we find that alignment, because so often we also think that what we want is out there. And in reality, with a capital R, it's right here. It's already here for us, because everything we see has already manifested. That's old news. The present moment is continually unfolding before us as we experience life. So the more we get out of the past, the more we say, I'm just going to completely blow up my identity because I am not that person, right? We're not the same person at the end of the day as we were when we woke up, because we've had experiences, we've learned, we've gone through whatever it is that we need to feel for that day. So we can't be the same. And honoring that growth process is something that helps us to get present, because again, when we're in this present moment, we're not bringing the past with us, therefore creating the same thing in the future. We're open to what is new. And this fire energy that's coming from the solstice, and again is going to stay with us through the Lion's Gate, this is fast-moving manifestation, transformation energy. And yeah, right, you're feeling it. And there's so much growth available for us. And we're just being invited to step out of what is known, what's comfortable, who we have always been, particularly this entire year, because it's all about that growth. We've set all of these things into motion. We've planted all of these seeds that are now coming to fruition. And so now it's like, well, do we really want it? Do we want to accept those things that we've said that we've wanted, knowing that in order to receive them, we have to be different people, right? We can't take our old life and our old personality, our old self, and bring it into the future and expect things to be different, right? We can't keep doing the same thing, making the same choices over and over and expecting something to change. It doesn't work that way. We have to make new choices. We have to see that higher perspective that we might not have been able to see before, again, because of what has been clouding us, what dust we want to carry around and throw up, like fairy dust. And it's like, nope, I'm going to be the same as I've always been today. Nope, I'm going to be the same as I've always been tomorrow. Instead of allowing all of that to clear and say, well, what truly do I want for myself right now in this moment? We think also about manifestation of having to have like this 5-year plan, but really it only needs to be like a 5-minute plan. What do you want right now for yourself? What can you create for yourself in these next few moments that will bring you joy, that will bring you peace, that will bring you clarity, right? A lot of times when we think about what we need to do 5 months from now, then it gets overwhelming. It takes us out of the present moment. We can't enjoy what's happening right now in the process of creating what we want next. So this fire energy of the solstice is allowing us to burn away all of those energies that keep us tied to that thinking, to that system of being in the past or in the future and not being right here, right? Because when we experience like an actual fire, whether it's, something horrific like a house fire, you're not going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and be like, I wonder what's going to happen in 5 minutes, right? No, you have to move. You have to get out. And when we think about fire, and forgive me for swearing, but, lighting the fire under your ass, that is what this energy is giving us right now, because we have to take that action. Right? We have to take that action. We can't keep thinking and dreaming and hoping and sitting on the couch, flipping the pages of the travel magazine, eating bonbons and saying, it's going to happen someday, it's going to happen someday. No, we have to get up and we have to actually do something in order to get that ball rolling, to have that momentum to come for us, to bring us all of those other things that are part of the attraction process to get us from point A to point B. So as we move forward, or as we move along our timeline, we have to also give space for grace. And a lot of times I think, forget that as we change, we lose parts of ourselves. And we need to take that time, to take that space to grieve the loss of our old self. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people talk about, is the fact that you are leaving behind a version of you that you no longer need. Amen. And having to say goodbye to that and leaving that behind is it's a very personal process, and it's an overwhelming process because, again, you're making new changes. You are stepping out of that comfort zone of who you used to be every day of your life because you want something better for yourself. And to go through that process of loss, we've all lost people in our lives. So we know how difficult it is to experience that loss. So how do we handle that for ourselves when we are grieving a piece of ourselves that we have to lose? Because we cannot take that with us. Amen. And this allows us to get to know ourselves even better. And again, the energy from the solstice to the Lion's Gate is really where we're going to get this. Things slow down in the summer. It's hot outside. We don't want to do anything either. Sometimes we get to spend more time with our family. Sometimes we don't want to spend more time with our families. However it shows up for you, there's more space in this summertime. There's space to slow down. There's space to feel that fire burning within you. This is also, when we think about fire is available for us to notice that new growth, right? We have to burn things to the ground in order for new growth to come through for us. And just like the phoenix rising from the ashes, that's what we are getting right now. And this is an amazing opportunity for change, an amazing opportunity to really step into alignment with who we are and with what it is that we're bringing in for ourselves. So letting the old self die, right, and no longer watering the dead flowers, it gives us that new perspective of, well, what am I actually really focused on? Because if we're focused on the things that we are lacking or the things that we have to give up, then we're in a mindset that's not going to allow us to grow in the way that we want to, in the time frame that we want to, and with the joy that comes with all of this transformation ability. So as we stop watering those dead flowers and get out of this space of wanting and needing, because that is going to continue to bring us more wanting and needing, this fire energy of the solstice with the transformation, with the alignment, with the presence, is giving us a perspective of everything is already here for us. And everything, again, that we're seeing, this is already manifested. This is old news. So when we have that mindset of what we are creating for ourselves, it's showing up in all forms, right here, right now, as everything unfolds for us. But a lot of times we miss it because we're not present, right? We're either living in the past or living in the future. So again, bringing that fire energy to the heart space and into wherever you consider your power center to be, that's going to allow the ability to have that new perspective of knowing that what you've asked for is already here. And again, quantum physics, this is science, right? Everything already exists in wave form, and it's through our observation that brings it into matter, that makes it real, makes it manifest. So anything that we're thinking about is what we get, whether we want it or not. So keeping that mindset focus on, yes, I'm building this for myself. Yes, there is proof showing up for me. I just need to look for it maybe in a different place. Knowing that everyone that comes into your life has something for you, right? The Celestine Prophecy, if you've ever read that book, it's a fantastic read about how every single person that you encounter has a gift for you. And that gift could be knowledge, it could be healing, it can be some sort of direction to get you to where you need to go. It could be something that you need to hear. It could just be love. And we also have a gift for every person that we encounter as well. So knowing that, then as we are creating, we can look for these people. We can look for these opportunities. We can look for signs from spirit as well to tell us that, yes, we are indeed on the right track. And we need to be grateful for everything that we are creating, whether or not we can see it. Because having that gratitude puts in place, like, yes, thank you. It's already here. There's nothing I need to worry about. There's nothing else I need to do other than follow that inspiration, right? Listening to your gut, as we talked about before, and allowing yourself to trust that what you have asked for is already here. It's already showing up for you. And we are the only ones that stop ourselves, right? We have that resistance within ourselves, the but, if, then, when, right? We cut off all of our energies. And the more that we can allow this fire energy to sort of, again, burn away everything that we don't need, that creates the space for our growth, for our transformation, for everything to come to us, because we're not in that resistance mode. And the more present that we can be in the moment allows us to see these signs, allows us to open ourselves up energetically to attract those same vibrations to us. Because again, whatever we seek is also seeking us. And I believe that was Rumi who said that. And when we, again, are open to that, we receive exactly what it is that we are needing in that moment. So again, that presence allows us to check in with ourselves and notice what we are feeling, because it's really the feeling that connects us to what it is that we are manifesting. It's not necessarily the thought. Yes, they work together, but you can have one thought, and if your feelings are not aligned with that thought, then you're in a state of resistance. So I always use the money, because it seems like a lot of people on this planet have some resistance to receiving money. So you can say all you want, I want that $1 million. That $1 million is here for me. But if in your heart you don't believe that to be true, you're not getting that $1 million. That's for sure. If there's any resistance to being rich, or, you know, if you see someone who drives a $200,000 car and you're like, about them, you are in a state of resistance, no matter how much you say you want that $1 million. So that goes across the board with everything that we want for ourselves. So the importance of checking in and noticing where in your body you're holding resistance will give you that opportunity to do the healing work you need to create the space for being in alignment with what it is that you want. And so again, this solstice energy that we're coming into, this is what it's giving us. It's giving us that opportunity to really be present with ourselves, really notice where our fire burns, and maybe where our spark is a little bit dim, where we might have some burning embers that may need our attention. And again, having that love and compassion and gratitude for ourselves is going to give you that space for grace to lose the old parts of yourself so that you can step into this new version that's literally born from the flames, it's forged from the fire. And we can step forward and move through this next chapter with a new perspective, with a higher sense of connection, not only to spirit, but also to ourselves. And through that connection to ourselves, that's really what opens us up to be able to receive spirit in however form spirit wants to come through. So letting the old self go and giving yourself time to appreciate the letting go of the old self is something that, again, will connect so much deeper to you. And I think that's something that's so important right now because, again, with everything happening in the world, we can get so sidetracked and distracted from what we are and what we need for ourselves. Because if we're not in a good space for us, we can't be of service to anybody else. And it may sound selfish, but we need to be selfish sometimes because, again, we are just as important as we deem everyone else to be. And when we just give and give and give and give and don't take that time for ourselves to fill up our energy by doing things that we love to do, or even just noticing where we're overburdened, right? We're overextended. Noticing where our fire is not burning the way that we want it to be, then again, we can't show up fully in service for any part of the collective. And allowing ourselves that space to take time for ourselves, to notice again our passion that's burning within us, and noticing too, like, how often are we acting on that? This energy, again, from the solstice to the Lion's Gate, is more introspective than it has ever been before, that I've experienced at least. And again, this gives us such a beautiful opportunity to notice how far we've come over the course of these last 6-7 months, and also noticing too, well, what else do we need to do in order to get to where we want to be? And it's a beautiful journey. And again, we're being asked to be very, very present in this journey so that we can enjoy the process. And it is a process. Sometimes I think we want to just get to the end, but there's so much to be picked up along the way. You know, the trail of destruction that we have to leave offers us all of these golden nuggets to pick up along the way that we wouldn't have access to if we didn't burn the past down. And so being present, being in this moment, allows us to retrieve those little golden nuggets of wisdom, of guidance, of healing, of inspiration, of creativity. And we can put these golden nuggets in our pockets and carry them with us because that really does represent what has been forged from the flame. So I guess in conclusion, just allowing what's next to be next, right? Without any control, without any tight grip on this holding on to whatever it is we feel the need to hold on to and insist upon carrying around with us, it's literally let the fire burn down what it needs to burn down so that you have this new fertile soil to plant new seeds and to notice what's been growing underneath that hasn't been able to be seen yet. So, anything else? Oh, yes. For whoever needs to hear it, trust the process while you enjoy it, right? They're saying don't let your butt get in the way. So, no using the word but, right? I want this but, right? So take that out of your vocabulary and enjoy the transformation process. Enjoy what's to come, even when you don't know what it is. Thank you.